Welcome back here to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm really excited to have my next guest with me. It's Earl Foote and Travis Gunn. Earl is the CEO of Nexus IT, and Travis is the VP of Business Relations. Gentlemen, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you so much. So, Earl, tell me a little bit about Nexus IT. I know that you guys offer consulting services to small and medium-sized businesses here in Utah, but what else do you guys offer?
Yeah, very good question, Diego. So, Nexus IT actually, we started 20 years ago, just a little over 20 years ago. We've been here in Park City since about '04, so about 15 years, here in this market, and been headquartered here for about 15 years. We've, over the years, we've focused on providing IT solutions to small and medium-sized businesses, and primarily what that means is that we outsource or become an IT department for small and medium-sized businesses. We do their day-to-day support.
I see.
If their printer breaks down or their Outlook won't open or something like that. But we also take a much more involved and strategic approach with our clientele, in that we step in, as long as they allow us, we step in as their virtual CIO or their IT manager, and we help them think strategically about their business and how they're growing and what their objectives are and how they can achieve their objectives through leveraging IT, how they can turn IT into an asset, and into a tool for their organizations rather than just a liability and an expense.
Absolutely.
And so we do everything from, again, my printer won't print today, to
we're having network problems.
Yeah, right. My server's down, or we're growing significantly as an organization. We're going to add 150 people over the next 12 months, and how do we plan now, for IT? And knowing that we're adding 3 new locations in the next 24 months, how do we plan now and make sure that we're ready and we're scaling correctly? We do a lot of Wi-Fi, large Wi-Fi for hotels and event venues and things like that around Park City and along the Wasatch Front. Let's see.
So all-around service really is what you guys provide. And it seems like, for me, if I was a small business owner getting ready to either open my first business or getting my first business off the ground, I know that IT would probably be something that I would be extremely intimidated by. Right. And so for you guys to come in and step in, what is that like, Travis, to work with these small business owners and these business owners that have no experience with IT at all, to kind of alleviate that stress?
That's a great question, because that's what we get asked almost on a daily basis, right? Being in Park City, sometimes that can be tricky for a business owner, because a lot of times businesses in Park City, they're busy for 2 different times of the year, and then they've got the off-season, mud-season, shoulder season, whatever you want to call it. And so a lot of times business owners think, I'm just going to avoid IT altogether, right? I'm going to head over to some of the big box stores, I'm going to buy some equipment, and I'm going to hand everybody out, and we're just going to hope that this thing works.
Hope for the best.
Right, and that's not uncommon. And so where we work good in that is that we just sit down and say, hey, it's not as scary as or as expensive as you assume it to be. Mm-hmm. So in that case, we do a lot with education and talking, consulting, and planning, especially being in the diverse society that we're in here. Mm-hmm. It just seems to work well, right? And we work on both sides of the mountain, and so there's a lot of companies that are headquartered here and may have remote offices in other locations, and so really it's just education and saying, hey, it's not as scary as you think, but don't go to the big box store and buy something that you may have to buy twice.
That's what we're here for.
Right. We'll help
alleviate
one purchase, right, or one strategy as opposed to multiple.
That's great. And you said you guys have been in business since 1998. So how has the business really, I mean, it's probably changed exponentially since you guys have started to now.
Significantly. And IT 20 years ago is completely different than it is now. And of course, we've operated in different niches or veins over the years, and evolved as an organization. More and more in today's market, we're looked at as a strategic partner, as a consultant, beyond, we take over all of your IT and take it off your plate so that you can focus on your business. Most of our clients really look to us as the experts that they need to help them understand how to use IT to operate more efficiently, to be to do what they do better, and to grow as an organization.
That's great, and I like how you framed it earlier. And pardon me if I get this wrong. You said it was either CTO or CIO.
Yeah, CIO.
It's almost like hiring, like an engineering officer for your company without actually being, the corporate size of having a CTO or CIO, which is a really beneficial thing, especially if you're just getting started and in the current kind of digital market that we live in. Right? It's necessary. IT is something that you absolutely have to be thinking of from the very first step of starting your business. So I ask you guys, what are some tips that you guys have for small businesses and medium-sized business owners that are struggling with maybe their IT problems?
So I think in my role, I talk to those guys every day.
A lot. That's,
right?
yeah.
That's the role that I have. And I think a lot of people are intimidated by IT because they think, for lack of a better term, they think geek. I don't want to talk to somebody who's going to talk down, or I'm not going to understand what
or it's
they're,
very technical,
right?
Yeah.
And they get lost in that jargon that they think is going to happen, right? And Earl's done a great job of structuring our organization with people and processes to where we can sit down and we can speak English. We can speak in pictures, really, if we need to, right? With drawings, and so the advice that we give to that person is, let's have a conversation.
Let's sit down and have a chat.
There's no cost, there's no obligation. Let's just have a conversation so that we can figure out, number one, if we can help. If we can't, we're going to be the first to say, you know what, we're not your guys.
Okay.
Right?
Well, that's
we're
great.
not a push and shove, and you have to fit in our
Yeah.
box. There's no pressure from us, right? We've got a great reputation because we sit down and we'll just chat.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So where can people go to get a hold of you guys and learn more information about Nexus IT?
On the web at www.nexusitc.net or locally here in Park City, 435-487-9099.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank
Much
you, Diego.
appreciated for coming in
Appreciate
and
having
informing me and the community about your guys' business. Appreciate it. You guys have been long-standing members of the community, though, so thanks for coming on and sharing with us. Appreciate it.
pleasure.
We're going to continue here with the Mountain Morning Show, but be sure and check out nexusitc.net for more information about Nexus IT. We'll be right back.